Good morning, folks, on this Tuesday. Generally speaking, I would do a lot of graphics in a video, but I literally just got to start working and this popped up. So it's more of kind of like a breaking news or a breaking rumor. Something that's about to happen here real quick for the Detroit Lions and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So let's just get into it. I haven't read the article. It literally just popped it up. It came up that the Detroit Lions are about to wrap this up with St. Brown and get the deal done here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lions close on new contract worth $26 to $28 million per year. We're reading this at the same time. The Detroit Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown, nearing a contract extension. They'll pay the Pro Bowl wideout between 26 to $28 million per year. Dianna Russini reported the deal that St. Brown in the conversation among the NFL highest paid. Tyreek Hill is $30 annually. Davante Adams is $28. Cooper Kupp $26. They don't fall behind. St. Brown is slated to make $3.4 million next season, the final year's contract. So there you go, folks. It's looking like the deal is about to be wrapped up for Amon-Ra St. Brown. So it could happen any minute, any time of the day. So maybe it happens today, maybe it happens the next couple days, but it's going to happen here. So St. Brown's going to get paid a big payday, and he's worth every dollar. I am fine with him getting 26 to 28 million per year because he is a top 5 wide receiver. He is integral to this offense. He plays all over the offense. He can play in the backfield. We've seen it. Wide receiver, he could be an outside, he could be inside, he could be slot, he could do jet sweeps, he could do everything. He deserves to get this money. 1,500 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns. Could you imagine this offense without Amon-Ra St. Brown? Can anyone legitimately think about this offense and what it would look like without him? I don't think it'd be that good. Question for you really quick. Do you approve of the Detroit Lions paying Amon-Ra St. Brown between $26 and $28 million? Why for yes and for no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. St. Brown is that important to this offense. So I'm so happy for the young man. I'm glad they're getting this deal done. I thought they would get it done this offseason. I thought this one would get done for sure because he doesn't have that fifth-year option, so you have the ability to sign him. Ali McNeil, I suggest, is going to be next as well to sign a mega deal. Well, I don't know about a mega deal, but a big deal, and be a Detroit Lion for many, many years. This is great. This is great, folks. Him and Jared Goff will be getting along just fine for the next 5 years. I'm going to assume it's going to be a 5-year deal. Yeah, it's going to take up cap space, but that's why we got cap. We have $57 million in cap space to help re-sign our own guys. That's what predominantly is going to be for. Now, you know the rumor that we're looking for a high-end cornerback. We are. If you don't know, it's pretty much everywhere. So the Detroit Lions are looking for a high-end cornerback. It's all over Pride. Detroit, everywhere. We can be able to get one good player, I think, in this free agent period or the new league year period. One good player being like a L'Jarius Sneed or a bigger name like a Fuller or, the bigger names in free agency period. This one obviously would have to be a trade because he was tagged. But I think they can do one. And then they can go ahead and get a supplemental for the rest of the free agent period. So, look, could they get Sneed? Yeah, they could. They absolutely could. You'd be an upgrade on the Lions' secondary significantly. That'd be a pretty big deal. And then St. Brown getting the money he's going to get. And then you get Ali McNeil. You could bring in one more guy like a Sneed, and the rest be the lower contracts. And then that should be pretty good to go, in all honesty. Should be pretty good to go. You don't need to get every big-name free agent because if you do, you're not going to be able to sign your own guys in the future. We don't want to make the same mistakes that we've made in the past where you acquire talent that's not getting paid to what they're doing. And so you want to be able to pay somebody for the work that they do, like a St. Brown, and you know this guy's reliable. You know he's getting this 26 to 27, 26, 27, $28 million. You know he's going to try to be on every play, even if he's injured. You know he's going to stay for practice. You know he's going to put the work in and get it done so you can pay this guy. If you go in free agency, you're not necessarily getting what you know that you can get. We've made free agent mistakes, but then we've made some good free agent moves in the past. Glover Quinn was a great free agent pickup. Golden Tate was a great free agent pickup, but we've made mistakes in the past as well. And so we just don't want to make those same mistakes. So you got to be a little bit cautious, but I think Brad Holmes in this regime, they're going to get this defense improved this offseason. You've seen it with all the players whom they have met with, a lot of corners, a lot of edges. That is to be expected. The Detroit Lions also re-signed Shane Zylstra. So that was a nice little signing that they did right there for the Lions here. Getting Shane Zylstra in, that's what I thought they would do for Detroit. I actually just talked about it like a couple days ago. I'm like, they'll bring Brock Wright back. They'll re-sign Shane Zylstra. Shane Zylstra re-signed by the Detroit Lions. Should the Lions draft a tight end? Why if you say yes, and if you say no. We don't need to get another high-end tight end. You got James Mitchell, Shane Zylstra, Brock Wright, who's a free agent. I expect them to re-sign him. And then Laporta. That's a solid group of tight ends right there. And one of these guys is not going to make it. You know, they'll get cut. They'll have 3 tight ends. It'll probably be Shane Zylstra, in all honesty, because I think they're going to give James Mitchell one more shot. And if they give him one more shot, that would be the Shane Zylstra would probably not be getting that spot. So good there. Good right there. We're going to get into more here coming up. Now, I've been hearing this too as well. When it comes to the Detroit Lions and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, it's looking more and more like C.J. Gardner-Johnson is definitely not returning. A lot of teams are showing interest in him. You got the Philadelphia Eagles showing interest, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Chicago Bears showing interest with those teams. So C.J. Gardner-Johnson's going to be gone, in my opinion. It would really suck if he stays in the NFC North. Don't want to see him twice a year. But you have a team like the Bears that's got all the money in the world for cap, and they could definitely make a move like that. Other teams in the NFC North need help at safety as well. So it definitely looks like CJ is going to be gone. And I liked CJ Gardner-Johnson. I did, and I do. I wish him nothing but the best. I wish we could somehow make it work, but clearly Lions are good at safety, and they want to take their money and spend it elsewhere. When you got Brian Branch, you got Iffy, Afutu Melifonwu, go ahead and move on from C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and that's the whole point. When you continue to draft players, you let your older free agents walk. That's what you do. That's the name of the business right there. So, good for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's going to be a starter somewhere. He's not going to be here. Just don't go to the NFC North. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know you're not the greatest in the world, but I really don't want to see you in the NFC North. Just go to Pittsburgh. That's the perfect spot for you. Pittsburgh Steelers. Go over there, CJ. Go to Pittsburgh Steelers. Would you trade for L'Jarius Sneed? It is simple. Why for yes and for no? Go ahead and start this discussion in the comments. Bleacher Report just came out with 5 targets for the Detroit Lions in free agency. One being Stephon Gilmore from the Dallas Cowboys, we actually have the younger brother on our team. He's the older vet, the savvy vet over there for the Dallas Cowboys. He's a free agent. I think this would be a last option. Not a last option, but if you're to go with a veteran, you may want to go a little bit younger than Stephon Gilmore, but that is an option if they miss out on some other. Kendall Fuller, we're all been talking about him, 29 years old. He is a number 1 corner. The Lions absolutely could look to get Kendall Fuller and add him to this football team. He's a legit target for Detroit. That's that veteran player you can get, and then you draft a guy. Makes sense. Talking about wide receiver here, Gabe Davis, the Bills. That's if there is issues like Josh Reynolds doesn't return. That could be an option for the Detroit Lions and help that depth out. They'll probably try with Josh Reynolds, but if it doesn't work, you can get a guy in free agency. Gabe Bills, perfect. I mean, 45 receptions, 746 yards, 7 touchdowns in 17 games. That's more than Josh Reynolds. We'll see, but he would be not bad. Calvin Ridley, Jaguars, 29 years old. He's got 1,000 yards receiving, and that'd be an interesting option for the Detroit Lions. It would be. Again, I think it'd be more than Josh Reynolds, but that's an option there. Kicker, Kaimi Fairbairn, Texas. 96.4 average, 36 yards, longest 54, 21 of 22. That is a kicker option. I think probably the best option for the Detroit Lions is simple. You just go ahead and draft your guy. If you draft your kicker, you'll be good to go. But yet there's other options there in the free agency period as well. Folks, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get her done. With that said, adios.